Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Arcane. This is real life and my name is Matt. Hello. So, last time on Arcane, what happened? We got the time skip episode. After the disaster that was episode 3, Vi appears to be thrown in Stillwater prison. I don't remember exactly. It was not Bilgewater, but it was like Stillwater prison, something like that. And she was missing for the majority of previous episode. Jinx was taken in by Silco, and they have appeared to develop a close relationship. Jinx still struggles trying to do good, not good in the moral sense, good in terms of like, I want for someone to accept me in a way, like, so she doesn't want to let Silco down. So she wants to keep doing fucked up shit in order to like appease Silco because she wants someone to like praise her and tell her that she's doing good or something like that. Like that's also a part of Jinx's character that is fucked. So that's what she's doing. Also, she goes by Jinx now. That's also worth mentioning. So what she did is that she went into Piltover during Progress Day and stole... I mean, she like set a place on fire, exploded it, killed a bunch of enforcers, and stole the like... I don't know what the name of it was, but Jace and Victor managed to develop this like very like compressed crystal of like magical energy or whatever that they're using. That is completely safe. Like it cannot be destroyed, which means you can channel it without it actually being dangerous. So they developed that and Jinx stole it. So that's an issue. On the Piltover side of things, we got Jace, who is now like the world's most famous person because he developed like a groundbreaking technology that they all use, and it's very like useful to transport like ships to one side of the world to another, you know, stuff like that. So Jace is renowned, everybody loves him, which is a big contrast from episode 2. So him and Victor have been developing stuff. Victor looks like he's about to die. Victor looks ill as hell. He looks very sickly. I'm expecting this to be like a major plot point that will cause him to do some shit. And mostly to like, I don't know, like form some antagonism towards Jace, because I also think there was imagery in previous episode that kind of made Jace look like everybody loves him. Meanwhile, Victor is just kind of dying in the corner in the shadow, so maybe he'll resent him in some way because of this. I don't know. Jace decided to kind of back down. Jace became a council member. That happened. And then we got to see a lot of Caitlyn. So Caitlyn is now an enforcer. She was investigating this like crazy event that happened at the beginning of the previous episode. There was this fight, and they were transporting like Shimmer or something, and this guy got shot, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna go interrogate him or whatever. She also, like, she's just seeing all this like crimes and things happening, and she's connecting the dots. And then at the end of the episode, she went to the prison in order to talk to the guy who got shot, and then she ended up stumbling into Vi, who punched the dude. And Vi has just been in her cell just punching walls, looking tough and tattooed as fuck, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's my girl. So anyway, that's what happened previous episode. So yeah, let's see what happens in this one. I made a couple theories for this episode. Oh, something else I thought about that I want to bring up. We see that Jinx and Silco are very close now. I can see a future where Vi or someone in the good guys side kills Silco and Jinx like fucking loses it. And that kind of seals her fate, you know? Because me knowing more or less where this goes because of the game makes me like the fact that Silco is not a character that I can recognize. It means that Silco is good to go, and if he goes, and at this point Jinx is very close to him, and they made like a conscious choices in scenes in order to show me that they were very close, makes me think that like he might like die, and it could be like tragic if like Vi kills him, which would make sense because Silco is also the bad guy that was behind the events of so many years ago, and that caused like Vander to die, that caused Clagger and Milo to die, and that caused Powder to become this. So it would make sense for Vi to be pissed off of him. So maybe Vi will just kill him, and Jinx is gonna fucking lose it, and she's gonna be like very emotionally conflicted as to what's going on. And I don't know. This is just a possibility how it might go. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go, but if I were to bet, it would be on something like that happening, you know? It might not even be Vi. It could be like Caitlyn or someone. But like, I feel like Silco might die, and that will actually like seal Jinx's fate, and Jinx is just gonna say, fuck you. Just fuck everyone. I'm just gonna destroy everything. So, yeah, okay. I believe we may begin. Check out the Patreon, check out the link in the description below or the pop-up on the screen to support the channel and get early access to reaction episodes as well as a full-length reactions. You can watch up to episode 7 now. So yeah, check that link down below if you are interested. If not, that's fine. And okay, let's begin. So, Arcane Season 1, Episode 5. Let's go.
Your parents didn't pay me. I just thought you deserved it.
I like her. I'm sad she died.
Begs the question, young Kerman. What are you shooting for?
Alright, that's cool. Oh, we're back here.
Does this mean anything to you?
Yes. Yes. Yes, she'll recognize that.
Where did you get this?
I need proof if I'm to believe what you're saying about Silco.
I could get it for you. Just not from in here.
You enforcers are all the same. Just asshole criminals in fancy uniforms. You know what? Find Silco yourself.
I will, thank you.
Undercity's gonna eat you alive.
Orders from Councillor Tallis concerning inmate 516. It's for her release. How many chats have you had with her?
I never even thought to count.
Yeah, fuck that. Alright, so she just trusted her. That's cool. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Look out for yourself. I said previous episode I was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it every episode from now on. Fuck it. Grayson. Yeah. I like this.
A good woman.
I like this. Oh, you have dealings with him.
She pushed it too far this time. The council's up in arms. I can't make this go away for you unless you give me something to work with.
The Firelights have been a thorn in both our sides. They ambushed my shipment at the Hex Gates on the same day as the attack. It seems to me the council has its culprit.
There are people who need our help now, Jace.
You wanted to see me?
Have your people ever reviewed these logs?
Mr. Tallis, I assure you.
Counselor, and the only assurance I need is that you will search and seize any unauthorized merchandise. I've made a list of suspicious transactions. This corruption runs deep, Sheriff.
Yes,
I
it
intend to
does.
root it out.
Yes, it
Have
does.
you made any progress?
Call themselves violent. They operate like
Yeah.
hit and runs on civilians and
Yeah. You okay?
Victor, you alright? A headache. I need to get to the lab.
I think he had an eureka moment. I think he just realized something. Had an idea. Do you have PTSD from this? Yeah? 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 You sure you want to fuck with this again?
No.
Just crying.
No, it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Yeah? Trauma will do that. Oh, she's out. Let's go. She looks so fucking cool. I love her hair so much.
Too risky.
Oh my god. I love this dynamic so much. This parkour street punk, and then the proper sheriff lady, well, enforcer lady now. Just trying her best to just try and keep up. The fact that Vi can do all of this shit after being in prison for like 7 years or whatever.
Welcome to the lanes.
You almost got me killed.
My little sister could do that when she was 7. All us fisherfolk can. Don't you want to blend in?
You think Hextech can learn?
Okay,
Are you sure
Victor
this
sent
is
us
safe?
something.
Of course not.
I feel like Chase is gonna maybe have to put his foot down on Victor.
You've just made yourself everyone's common enemy, Jace.
Or you say that everyone wants to be your enemy. I think it's like the arcade. Yeah. Vi might come here. There might be a reunion of sorts. Girl! That bird did nothing! Vi might come here.
What makes you different makes you strong.
Oh, that's cool. The animation. It goes going from one to the other. Second. It's still not as good as Vice 7 years ago.
The man's a fool. With him, you'd be investing in the past. With us, you'd be investing in the future.
He hates this so much.
You
And
know,
I don't
Counselor
blame him for
Madara's
it.
right. The Hex Gates are only the beginning. In fact,
Playing the
we're
character.
currently looking for new partners in our Hex Tech research.
Man, fuck
Hextech
politics.
partners.
Has a nice ring, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's gonna go do deals with everyone. Shout outs to Barlin, man. This looks Heimerdinger as like the only like good counselor. Gideon is so uncomfortable. Just like, oh my god. I know I'm supposed to be in a place like this. Oh jeez. She was curious.
You have to let them think you have what they want.
And what do I have?
You're hot, Cupcake. So what'll it be, man or woman?
I'm Pam. What's your name?
Matilda.
Yes, Matilda. My parents named me Matilda after
Oh
my
my god.
great-grandmother
Oh my god.
Matilda.
That's so great. Okay, that was the gayest scene I've seen all year, and I just finished watching Hannibal.
If I'm discovered, we're both finished.
Good thing you've located proof of the Firelight's involvement. One final act to make you the martyr you've always seen yourself as.
Okay.
Then what are you waiting for?
Okay. Alright. That got me. The fact that he thought about doing it. And she was like, "Rrrr!"
I keep seeing them. That day.
Yeah. Trauma do be like that.
I have to find her.
Okay.
Circles number 2's irregular. I can have Miguel tell you where to find her.
I owe you.
I've only ever imagined the gardens. This is all I've seen.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting the show to go so hard on it, but I'm very glad that it did.
My father put hammers in the hands of the people, and they built this magnificent city. Imagine the wonders they could create if we put magic in their hands.
So better, a magical hammer.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Okay. That one I'm not sure if I saw necessarily coming, and I'm not sure if I believe that relationship. I feel like she's using him more than anything.
There's always tomorrow, right?
No.
Good night, Miss Yan.
For him, there's not a lot of tomorrows. No, with that sickly body. I'm guessing. They keep doing these cuts of like Jace is getting like everything on a superficial level. Victor on the other hand is just like dying and frustrating and just like, I want this to work. Yeah. You just passed out. Damn! Okay. You okay? It reacts to blood, maybe. What is that gonna do? I don't care about the fucking. I want to see what the blood does.
Betrayal. That pain that feels like it'll eat you from the inside out can either break you or forge you into something greater. You need to let powder die, so the fear of pain will no longer control you.
Wash yourself away in the river and be reborn. Symbolism's kind of cool here. Yeah, I heard this song. What was that though? Did he inject her with the thing or something? Oh, they're all getting themselves fucked up with Shimmer. What car was that? Also, I think this is actually literally Imagine Dragons. I think they're literally there. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be. I can't show this to YouTube because the video will be blocked, so.
The doctors, they said you...
How much time do I have?
Death and the Magician. Jeez, I don't remember what the Magician meant. Whoa! Tiger knee.
Bye.
Let's fucking go.
You filthy traitor. Vander had his chance.
Mechanical arm? Of course. Oh, it's a shimmer based mechanical. It also injects her with it. Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go. I mean, that arm is really good. I hope Caitlyn comes in and they both take her down. That would be so fucking sick. Ugh. Oh! Sick. Get her ass. She's actually winning. Wow. Drop kick. Through a wall.
She works for him.
Yeah. Yeah, here she comes. Oh, she stabbed her? Fuck.
She's like his daughter.
Yep. Yeah. Caitlyn, we need you, girl. Yeah. Oh, she destroyed. Yeah, cool. Arm doesn't work anymore. You're fucked.
Why did you let her go?
Do you ever say thank you?
He's gonna know we're here now.
Whose fault is that?
You're an alright shot.
I'm an excellent shot.
Cool.
You gonna help me out, Cupcake?
Stop calling me that. My name is Caitlyn.
No, your name is
But you're so
Cupcake.
sweet.
Oh my
Like a
god.
cupcake.
Shut up.
Oh my god. I'm so down for this. I'm so down for that.
The sister.
She's back.
She's back.
Yes. From the dead.
They all did think she was dead. I said I was watching the episode, but that was like the gayest shit I've seen in like a year. And I just finished watching Hannibal. Like, that's how gay that shit was. It was great. Because like I made the quote unquote joke previous episode as soon as they met. I was not expecting the show to go that hard on it. Because to me the Vi and Caitlyn pairing has always been like a fan thing. And I was down for that. But I wasn't sure that this show was actually gonna lean into it. They're leaning into it. They're more than leaning into it. They're just fucking rolling on that shit. It's great. I'm fucking love it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that develop. But yes, that's awesome. I love that. Okay, let's focus on the actual episode. What actually happened in the episode? Sorry, my brain is just thinking about that. My brain is just thinking about those scenes. They're so fucking good. They're so fucking good. Okay, so at the very beginning, we got a scene of Caitlyn. We got to see Grayson again for like a second. You know, that's good. Like Grayson, the character that I loved because she's voiced by Shuri Hasselstu, who's a fantastic actress with a fantastic voice. So she came back just for a flashback, and she's teaching Caitlyn. Not really. Like Caitlyn and her were having like a competition of sorts, and Caitlyn won, but then Caitlyn is like, you let me win. To what Grayson says, like, yes, but it's because like no one really paid me or anything. I just wanted to do it because honestly, my job is rewarding enough. You know, she's like, I protect people, and to me, that is enough reward for what I do, for my motivation and everything. So I don't really need to be like, you know, I can beat this kid. You know, she's like, fuck it. You know, I let this kid win. I don't care. I like how perceptive Caitlyn was to just realize that. But then Grayson asks her, like, but what do you shoot for? What essentially, like, what are you doing this for? You know, what's your motivation? What's your drive? What's the thing that you want to accomplish? So that it poses that question. And then Caitlyn, we got to see her in the future, and she meets Vi, and I love that we didn't cut away from that scene. For a second, I thought we did, but we didn't. And essentially, it kind of went the way I thought it would be, which is she showed her the picture of the thing that Jinx drew. And then Vi is like, where do you get that? What does that mean? And it's like, I could show you if I could get out. And the thing is that Caitlyn was just like, all right, you're getting out. And it's like, okay, what, like, the fact that Caitlyn trusted Vi immediately, I'm just like, how? Like, why? Because, like, Caitlyn is very smart, but she's also, I suppose, can be very naive. So the fact that she's like, all right, I'll trust her, because I suppose that's the thing. It's that, like, you can maybe see someone and you can, in a way, like, tell if they're full of shit or not. Like, I feel like you can tell that. I feel like you could tell when someone is being disingenuous and when someone is being honest. And the fact that she looks at Vi, and the thing is that Vi doesn't necessarily strike you as someone who's necessarily like bad or evil or whatever. So maybe that was enough, or maybe she thought Vi was hot too, and that was it. But something I was wondering is whether or not she got the order to release her from Jace, or did she fake it and then she was gonna be like, all right, Jace, help me out here, you know? But let's operate on the assumption that she asked Jace, hey Jace, let me release this prisoner, and Jace was like, sure, you know what you're doing. So there you go. I don't know what happened, but sure, that happened. She released Vi, and then they're just hanging out, and I love the contrast between the characters so much. I spoke about it previous episode a little bit in the sense of the pairing, but I love it so much. So they're just hanging out topside, and then they're gonna go to the Undercity or whatever, and Caitlyn is like talking about like, okay, what we're gonna be doing, and Vi is like, yeah, fuck that, and she just puts her hood up and just fucking starts running and parkouring and just jumping from building to building and sliding on pipes and shit, and I'm just like, hell yeah, let's go. I don't know how you're doing that considering you've been in prison for 7 years. I don't know how you're moving like that, but let's say that it worked. Let's say that you're doing that. I don't know what the prison looks like in this world. Maybe the prison has a parkouring course. Sure. But whatever. Let's not question it. So she does that. And what's great about that is not only that she's doing it, it's the fact that Caitlyn is like, oh my fuck, okay, and then she like tries to like drop down and tries to like shimmy, and it's just like, oh, that's so great. It's so great to have a character doing something and then the other character just trying their best to just keep up, and they cannot. And they keep cutting away from one to the other too, and it's the contrast of both of them, and they managed to capture that perfectly, and they managed to show that in like every scene when they were together. So Vi comes to this like brothel thing. I don't know if it's a brothel. Kind of, let's say that it was, and they just kept it somewhat PG, and they just showed people getting high and shit. So the fact that like she comes there and she's like, okay, you're seeing this the wrong way, you know? You're not getting answers because you keep asking for questions. What you need to do is you gotta pretend that you already know the answer, and then someone will actually tell you information, you know, which is good advice. And it narrows, like, and it pushes the idea that Caitlyn's not street smart. Caitlyn is book smart, you know? Caitlyn is very book smart, and she's very logical and clever and fantastic. That doesn't work here. You need to be street smart. So Vi is just like, this is what you gotta do. And you know what? Sure, that's great. I love that Vi is the one that is like, no, you're seeing this the wrong way. And it's this dynamic of, you have the character who's a street character, you have the character who's rough and they're tough, and she's great. And then you have the character who's book smart, the character who's proper and neat, and she doesn't understand what the fuck is going on, and she's trying her hardest to keep up. It's the Buddycop thing, dude. It's the fucking Buddycop thing, you know? You know the genre of movies Buddycop? You know, Buddycop is like Rush Hour. I fucking love Rush Hour. I haven't watched that movie in like 20 years. I fucking love Rush Hour. But like, it's the genre of movies of having two characters who essentially are cops or investigators of some sort, and it's two of them, and they have very contrasting personalities and backgrounds and everything. And the comedy comes from the fact that they keep clashing with one and the other, being put into situations and conversations that they don't understand, or they're trying to just fit and they cannot. And it's really funny. It's really engaging. It makes for endearing characters, and it's fantastic. Like, I love that so much. And the fact that this is exactly that, but like the fantasy League of Legends version, and also lesbian, it's fantastic. I love it. It's so good. Okay, another thing I want to mention, Vi's hair is fantastic. I fucking love Vi's hair. Like, here's the thing. I love, like, hair in general, and like That's like one of the main things that I look at whenever like you have a character in media, or I don't know, creating a character in a video game. Like, a part of a character design to me, a very important part is hair. And I always loved Vi's hair, and Vi in this show looks fantastic. Like, half the shots where she's in, you just see like the side of her head and just I kind of replicate it just like that, and it looks fucking cool as hell. It looks better. Also, her hair color is fantastic. It's pink, but like a little bit of a hint of a red pink. I fucking love that. I was aiming to do that with that thing in the background, but the blue's not working very well. So I just fucking love Vi's post time skip design is fantastic. The fact that Vi... Okay, so I want to mention this, but when Vi, after all her parkouring and shit, she dropped into this random alleyway, and then these two people were just like, all right, we're going to beat you up or whatever, we're going to steal free, whatever. I don't know what that was. Maybe they were friendly, I don't know. She goes like, nice jacket, and we didn't even see her beat them up, but like she does, off screen, and then Caitlyn comes, and Vi is like, all right, here you go, and just gives Caitlyn this like a cloak, and it's just like, you need to blend in. And it's the fact that like Vi just wasn't fucking around. I mean, a little bit, but she was also being like, all right, we need disguises, you know, we need to blend in, otherwise this is gonna be a problem, you know. I love that so much, the fact that Vi was actually being helpful. She's just not vocal about being helpful, you know. That's great. I love that so much. Dude, these characters are so fucking good. And like the thing is that in the game you get like the undercurrent of what a character is. You just get like a cartoony version of the character, you know, because you can't flesh out a character in a game where there's no interaction, when there's no dialogue, when there's nothing. It's just like you press buttons, that's it. So you only get like the Cliff Notes version of what a character personality might be, you know. In this show, there's so much personality oozing out of every character, and I fucking love that so much, dude. It makes me so happy to see these characters that are like, for like a decade now, I've been a fan of, and I'm just like, hell yeah, I like that. And then randomly now I'm just like, oh my god, they're actually like really good. They're actually characters I fucking love now. I'm a big fan of them. So that makes me very happy. Anyway, so they gave... Okay, so there was a scene... Okay, Victor's dying, sure. Like, we already kind of inferred that from previous episode with how sickly he looks. But in this episode, he's coughing blood multiple times, and then he just passes out, and then he's at the hospital, he looks very bad, and Jace is like, Victor, the doctor said, and then Victor's just like, how much time do I have left? And then they just didn't answer that, but because of the direction of the scene, they show me the tarot cards, Death and Magician. Here's the thing about death in tarot. It doesn't mean death. It means an end, possibly of a relationship or interest, and therefore implies an increased sense of self-awareness. That's what Google immediately told me. But like, it means end. It means a major change. That's what that means. Which I can see that happening because I know how Victor looks in the game. So I see that happening. I don't remember what the fuck magician means though. Magician meaning tarot. When a magician appears in a spread, it points to the talents, capabilities, and resources at the current's disposal to succeed. The message is to tap into one's full potential rather than holding back, especially when there's a need to transform something. Okay, that's really good. I really like that. I really like how they made that sequence work, because that sequence, they put a lot of thought into the direction of these scenes, which I love. I love how, like, they show you exactly and very clearly what they want to show you, but that's only if you're, like, paying attention. And if you like understand what is being shown. So Victor is like, how much time do I have left? And then they show you a couple tarot cards, and you might catch a hint of what the cards say, and you might read death, and you're like, oh no. But if you know the meaning of the cards, or if you know that there's a hidden meaning to every card, or it's not hidden, but like it's not what the card says, you can tell that death means a new beginning in a way, you know, a little bit. It's an end to something and a change. And magician, it means to tap into one's full potential for a transformation. And I'm just like, okay, that's really cool. They knew what they were doing. They knew what cards to show you. It was fantastic. I fucking love that. That's something I love. I kind of want a deck of tarot cards, dude. I really do. Like a Major Arcana one, you know? I kind of want that. I don't actually give a shit too much about that, but I am a JoJo fan, so I know the cards from JoJo. So, yeah, Victor is very ill. He's dying, literally, and he's about to make some major changes in his life. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna go, because like Victor is a mystery to me. I mean, not a full mystery, but like the biggest mystery in the show probably, because me knowing the games, and me knowing where Vi ends up, me knowing where Jinx ends up, like that part of the story, I'm very interested to see how it's gonna go. In fact, that's the most engaging part of the story to me. But when it comes to Victor, I know what he looks like. I don't know exactly what he is even. I don't know if it's a rover, I don't know if he's a cyber, I don't know if it's a bodysuit that he uses in order to not get ill. I don't know what that is. So I don't know exactly, and I don't even know if Victor is like good or bad in the game, you know? I don't know what his personality is. I don't know shit about Victor because I never played him. I just saw him. So I'm really wondering, how is the Victor storyline gonna go? And considering what the show has shown me, like up to this point, I feel like it might go the direction of Jace is like getting everything, and Victor is getting nothing and actually is losing everything. He's dying, he's not succeeding, he's not creating something that he wanted for the people, he's dying. Meanwhile, Jace is getting distracted in politics, he's playing the politics character, he's concerned about safety and whatever, and he's not concerned about progress and helping people, you know? Even though they're both concerned about helping people, they're just going about it in a different manner. So that's interesting. But the fact that Jace is like, they're partners, but Jace is actively getting in the way of Victor at this point. Like, maybe not directly yet, but it will happen, because Victor is like, I want to keep experimenting. Like, that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? That's what we've always done. I want to keep experimenting. I want to discover what to do here. And like the most clear version you can see in this scene, and it's when Jace asks him, "Hey Victor, is this safe?" And Victor said, "Of course not." And then you see Jace's face a little bit, and he like didn't like that. He didn't like that Victor said that. And I don't think that was out of necessarily concern, maybe a little bit, but that is showing you how Jace is worried about the safety of things. He's concerned about doing things the proper manner, doing things in a way that is going to be safe for everybody, because previous episode he had the realization of like, we can keep going balls out, but I feel like that might be dangerous. People are going to take our shit, people are going to use our technology for bad, and that might be really bad, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm actually going to be more careful now. Victor, on the other hand, is going balls out, and he's like, I don't care, I gotta make this work, man, because I need it to work. I need it to work now, because then we can use this technology in order to help people, because the more time we waste, like, the more time people are just suffering and not doing anything. So like, they both have like the same end goal in a way, you know, which is looking out for the safety of people. But Victor's perspective is, I gotta make this work right now. I don't care the consequences in order to help. Jace is like, we gotta be careful with what we're doing. If not, the consequences could be dire, and that will be bad for people. So ultimately, they share the same end goal, but they see it from like a completely different perspective, to the point both of them are gonna be at odds with each other. And like, I feel like they already are, but they haven't been vocal about it. So like, Victor doesn't like the way Jace is doing things. Jace doesn't like the way Victor is doing things. but they haven't had like an actual fight about it yet. And I feel like that's coming, and that's going to be like really important towards what's going to happen to Victor and what might happen to Jace, okay? Mostly Victor. But like the thing is that Jace could also end up like badly, and that's something I'm realizing now, is that Victor looks like he had a rough life in the game from looks. Jace looks completely fine. But that doesn't mean that he's doing fine in the game, you know? And I've played Jake, so I know he's like, yeah, look for the future, power slam, whatever shit he says, you know? Like, he's fine, but he could be gone in the sense of, like, he got really into, like, politics, and he's like, yes, we gotta do things properly. And that might be detrimental, actually. So I can see both of them going really hard into opposite directions based on the same goal idea, but they both just completely just branch out, and both of them might just lose themselves in the name of good for something that might not be so good, you know? Because Jace is actually doing like dealings with people and allowing illegal things to happen because that's politics. And he got in this relationship with this woman, this other counselor, I don't remember her name, but like, I don't even know if that relationship was a real relationship or if she's just kind of using him in a way, because let's be fair, that's what's been happening the entire time. But the point is that I can see Jace becoming like a proper leader kind of character, but not a real leader, you know, not really listening to people, just kind of getting lost in the politics and getting lost in what should be right. Because everyone just tells him, you should do this, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna do it. And then he just ends up like another council member that we see here. But on the other hand, Victor might end up just like, fuck you, I don't care what you're doing. In fact, I kind of hate it. Fuck you, I'm gonna destroy everything. And in order to help the people in the Undercity. Some shit like that. I don't know. But like, I can see both of them going in like the complete opposite directions, and both end up like not good, not well, you know? Even if Jace looks good and proper, doesn't mean he's good and proper. But that doesn't mean necessarily that he like cares and listens to people. So, sure, that can be a thing too. Let's put that on the table. Jinx is messing up with the thing that she stole from Jace. The like gemstone thing, whatever. So she's trying to weaponize it. And she had this moment where like fucking trauma hit her. Just PTSD moment of like, of course. So she had the like little thing to an explosion, and she remembered when she was a kid. Then she sent the monkey contraption to just crush it, and that explosion just killed everything and everyone. And she's remembering all the fucked up shit that happened in episode 3. And like, she just fucking crawls and starts crying, and she goes like, I don't remember what she said. Was it just like, it wasn't my fault or something like that? It was a mistake, yeah. It would have been more heartbreaking if she said like, I was just trying to help, you know, just like. She has a trauma moment. Makes sense. Makes the most amount of sense that anything could make in this show. It's just like, yes, of course she has like a fucking triggering moment of like, fuck. Because what happened in episode 3 was fucked. So the fact that she has that, I'm like, okay, sure, it makes sense. So Selko is like, you gotta make this shit work. And Jinx is like, I don't want to. Because like, I tried to, and I saw them. I keep seeing them, I remember them. And it's just this thing of like, fuck. Like, of course you feel this way. And like, okay, so now I think we can confirm that they all think that they all died that day. You know? Just like, they think that Vi died, but she didn't. So no one knew that she was alive. Because at the end of the episode, I don't know her name, but the fucking bionic arm woman, whatever, she came in, and she was like, the sister is back. And Silco's just like, what? Back from the dead? And it's just like, okay, they all thought she was dead. So Jinx also thought she was dead, probably. Did Jinx think she was dead? Like, because she saw Vi, like, and they had that whole, like, argument, fight before Silco threw her in. So, in Jinx's mind, like, did she die after that? Or did like she disappeared. But like didn't disappear doesn't mean she's dead. But maybe they searched for her. Maybe she looked for her and they didn't find her or some shit. So I don't know. That could be the case. But like now this opens a possibility of what might be when they maybe meet again, Jinx and Vi, because it could be a thing where like Jinx might actually be like receptive towards Vi in the sense that she would be like, oh you're alive, Violet, just like a nice thing, like a nice reunion. She's gonna be like, oh my god, I miss you, stuff like that. Because if she thought she was dead and then she sees that she was alive, she might be like, oh my god, like it might be like a joyful moment. But the possibility that it might be the opposite, and she could be like, fuck you, you left me. Because like if you thought she was dead, you can be like, oh my god, she wasn't dead, that's so good. Immediately followed by, wait, then why wasn't she here? And Vi could just say, I was imprisoned for 7 years. Okay, okay, we can roll with that. So I suppose that could dissipate that whole like fight. But like here's the thing, is that Vi's actions and words that she last said to Powder at the time completely just resonate with her in her mind for 7 years. She just kept repeating those words, she kept reliving those events, and that punch that she gave her is the idea of like, of course Jinx is gonna be traumatized after that, and she might even resent her for it. And like that's the thing, is that I don't know exactly how she feels about Vi, and like it could be a fucking amalgamation of emotions, you know? That's the thing about emotions, they don't necessarily always make sense. So the fact that it could, I don't know how she would react. Like that's just the short version of it. I don't know. It could be happy, it could be sad, it could be anger, it could be anything. So I don't know what the reaction is gonna, so I don't know what the reunion is gonna be, and I'm just like almost afraid to see it happen, but I need to see it happen. I need that in my life. Also, I love this like little thing when Jinx goes to the former arcade place and she does this thing where she's punching. By the way, she punched this like Milo thing, which to me that signifies, okay, she hated Milo. She hated Milo so much. But the thing is that he's already dead, girl. Like she's obsessing over someone who's already dead. It's just like, girl, what the fuck? Because again, she has Milo like puppets and shit. Girl, what the fuck? You already killed him. Like, okay, sure. But in the arcade, she has this moment where she goes and decides to go and punch the thingies. So she goes and does the punching game. And then you look at the score and she's number 2. And that feels, that was so good. That's so good. That's like the best thing they could have done. Because it could be a thing of like she wouldn't even be on the score. Or it could be a thing of like she could be first because it's been so many years and she's grown and she has gotten stronger, you know? She's second, which means that she's gotten stronger, but not as strong as Vi 7 years ago. And it's this thing where like it strikes her inferiority complex. It strikes her missing Vi. It strikes so many things. And that's something I fucking love. And it also like it builds up Vi, you know? It really does build up Vi. We already built up Vi because she beat up like 20 people in episode 3. But like the fact that 7 years ago Vi was so fucking badass that like she's still number 1. And then you get to see a fight in this episode too. She fights the bionic arm lady, whatever her name is. I'm so fucking happy she has a metal arm. I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy because like I was hoping she would, but like every time you see her, she never moves that arm. So it's just a cloak. So I was thinking, okay, maybe there's nothing there. You know, every time she moves, she just interacts entirely with her right arm. But in this fight, they were saving it. In this fight, she has a moment where like she actually like moves underneath the cloak, and you're like, wait, what was that? Oh my gosh, she has a metal arm, and then she like pulls it out, and it looks so fucking sick. And it's this like like archaic Runeterra technology metal arm, but it fucking works, and it has the purple juice in it too, so it immediately injects her, and it's like it keeps buffing her up in the fight. And I think the arm also moving in unnatural ways, which makes sense. If the metal arm would be a metal arm, then you can articulate it whichever way you want, which I think Vi like punch her like here, and then she like snap the arm backwards and hold her like that, something like that. It was fucking cool. But the fact that Vi still beat her, like, I don't care what happened in that fight, I think Vi won, because the fact that Vi won against this metal arm lady who was juiced up with the fucking shimmer and shit, and she still lost to Vi. And Vi was in prison for 7 years, even she kept punching walls and shit, but like still, like, that's so cool. Because I think during the fight, there were many moments where I was like, Ken is going to show up and is going to save her. And that did happen at the end. Like, during the fight, Vi won. She kept, like, sneaking punches in, and then she kept hitting her head. Like, she kept grabbing her head and just slamming it against the wall, to the point that after a certain point, the lady was just, like, so stunned that she wasn't, like, moving at all. And Vi just kept going, and that was fantastic. And Vi, to me, pretty much won, and the only reason why she got like stabbed is because the lady just started talking about powder. She hit her with the powder is now your enemy, you know, powder is now evil, and then Vi was like, wait, what? And then that's when the stab comes in, you know, it's a surprise attack, you know, so that worked. And as soon as when she was about to kill Vi, Caitlyn shows up and saves her. And I like that Caitlyn, I mean, I feel like Caitlyn didn't kill her, like, intentionally. She intentionally missed the shots, which I'm just like, I would have just shot her, but I suppose Caitlyn has better judgment, you know? Like, so she kept shooting her in the arm. So it's like, first, you know, she has perfect aim because she shot her in the fucking juice thing, which means her arm just went off. And then she kept shooting her again in the arm, but that's because she didn't want to hit any, like, actually, like, damaging areas. But she wanted to scare her, so she keeps shooting her, like, right there. So, sure, that's fantastic. That's fantastic aim. Then she goes back down, and, you know, Vi and Caitlyn have, like, a couple, like, teasing remarks, which I love. And I love, like, also the cockiness from Caitlyn for a second, you know? Vi was just like, you're a good shot. And Caitlyn was like, I'm an excellent shot. It's just like, hell yeah, girl. Own that shit. Own that shit. That's good. That's good. I love these two characters so much, you know? And again, is there anything else I want to talk about this episode before I start talking about how gay this shit was? Yeah, there's one more thing. It's the fact that Silco told Jinx about the fact that, like, Vander, like almost drowned him and shit. He says that he let a weak man die that day, and he was reborn as something better, someone more capable, someone stronger. And I like the imagery of, like, washing yourself away in the river and being reborn, you know, just almost like a baptism kind of thing, you know. So he had that, and he brought Jinx here to do the same. So Jinx, so he's like, you have to let powder die, and then he says, and Jinx is perfect, you just become Jinx. So then she lets him just push him into the water and just be reborn, wash away her past self. And I think when that happens, there's a shot of Bubbles and the purple shimmer thing, and Synapse is like becoming purple, and then you see an eye just become purple, just like, ugh. I'm not sure if that was Jinx or it was someone else, but I think it was Jinx. I think Silco did the whole be reborn thing in the river, and while she was in the water, he injected her with the shimmer, I think. Man, it's gonna be really funny if the name of that thing isn't shimmer, but I think it was. Yeah, like, I think Jinx got injected with the shimmer, so that's gonna juice her up. I don't know exactly what Shimmer does to a person. I mean, I know what extreme doses in the old time did, turn you into a fucking giant werewolf thing, but I don't know what, because now people are taking it as like a drug, I think, you know? I think you see people taking it as like a drug, and also you saw the bionic arm lady actually like take it and her eyes became purple and shit. So they are all taking the Shimmer, and it is doing something to them. I don't know exactly what it's doing, but let's say you're getting fucking cracked. Let's just say you're getting cracked the fuck up, like literally, you know? Maybe it will make you more wild. Maybe it will make you like, I don't know, more perceptive or some shit. Maybe it will give you more endurance, as in you wouldn't feel the pain as much as you used to, but maybe you will still get damaged. I don't know exactly, but maybe it will make you lose your mind, and that's something I can see happening. And I'm worried for Powder now. I'm worried about Jinx now, because if you start taking that shit on top of everything else, that could be very bad. That could be very bad. Marcus, let's talk about Marcus. So Marcus, we see Marcus, and like the character of Marcus is a character that I find very intriguing, because like initially I was just like, oh fuck this guy, because of course I was. But then when you see him, he did like some dealings with Silco, and then he was like, wait, this wasn't a deal, and Grayson got killed and shit. He was like, wait, shit, I didn't want that, you know, I didn't want that to happen. And then he saves Vi. I think he legitimately thought he was saving Vi, even though he put her in jail. And then in this episode we have him like struggling, because like he has this moment where he looks at the grave of like grave statue almost of Grayson, and he's like, she was a great woman, you know, a good woman. And it's the thing of like, he looks at that and he feels awful that he caused her death, you know? He feels awful about that. But then you see him and he's still in league with Silco to a degree, you know? They still have a connection together, and he hates it. He hates every connection he has with Silco, because Jinx keeps doing awful fucked up shit, and he's like, what the fuck is she doing? And Silco is just like, all right, like, no, it's fine, whatever. Like, let's shift the blame towards like the Firelights or whatever the name of that group is. I'm 100% sure that's Echo. Like, I'm telling you right now. Also, I was looking into the intro. The intro has like the main Firelight dude that we saw previous episode, so I'm thinking that's a real character that I should care about, and we're not spending any time with that character. I suppose we have like 5 episodes left, you know, we could see that character for 5 episodes into the future, but if we're not going to spend any time developing that character, it means that when the character shows up, it has to be a character we recognize, which I'm thinking is going to be Echo. So that would be fucking sick if it happens. But yeah, he wants to shift the blame towards them. But the thing is that he gave Marcus this thing. I don't know what it was, but it was like a grenade of sorts that like it's supposed to incriminate the Firelights or something. And Marcus is like, fuck, like god damn it. And for a moment, you see him literally just pull the pin and just explode, kill himself and kill Silco, and just like, fuck. Well, that's the other thing, is he supposed to kill himself with that grenade? Like, is he supposed, like, maybe that's what that was. Maybe that's what the implication was. That, like, the way to incriminate the Firelights would be for him to kill himself. And then they would see that the grenade came from the Firelights, and they would incriminate the Firelights. And then that would incriminate the Firelights to be the culprits behind everything, you know? So it could be something like that, but I like a lot that Marcus had that moment where she was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna explode and kill myself and kill you in the process, like, and then they show you that wasn't what happened. But what you see there is that Marcus, for a second, he thought and he felt like he had to do that, like he's so angry that he was just like, fuck it, just let's both die, I don't care anymore. And then the reasoning, his brain stopped him, and he was like, no, you're not going to do that. And Marcus was like, okay. And then he went, and then he was like, he was debating whether or not to go through with the plan, just looking at a picture of his daughter, I think. So, sure, that's happening on that side of the story. That's very interesting. That's a very interesting character, which I didn't think it would be. And finally, again, Vi and Caitlyn. Fucking love that. Like, I wanted to save this to talk about here, but I don't know what else to say other than the fact it was gay as fuck. Because it was gay as fuck for 2 reasons, or a couple more even. It's the fact that So they go to the brothel, and Caitlyn is. I love how like non-used to. I love how non-used to this Caitlyn is, because in the brothel or whatever, Caitlyn was like, oh my, she was like very uncomfortable, just like okay, I'm just walking here, and then there was that really cool scene, like the little bit when she walks past it, and she was just like, oh okay, goodbye. And then she goes away again. Like, she comes in just to get another peek. Just like, I'm curious, but also, no, I gotta go. So that was fantastic. That was really cute. And that was really cool to her character. I fucking love her character. Like, that's something I love. Get a proper character like Caitlyn. She's very book smart. She's very logical, but she's also very like sheltered almost. So now put her in a situation that's completely out of place for her. And then she's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, just like, it's so good. I fucking love that so much. But then Vi is like, okay, you gotta blend in. And she's like, how am I gonna blend in? But then you work here. I would not do such a thing. And Vi is like, come on, you can do it. Work your assets. And she's like, what do you mean? And it's like, you're hot, Cupcake. That's literally what she said. She's like, you're hot, Cupcake. And then she asked her, okay, so are you into dudes or into girls? Which one's gonna be? And she didn't give an answer. And oh my god, that scene was so fucking good, because she literally just like pushed her into the wall and put her hand right next to her, and it was like, okay, what's it gonna be? What are you into? And Caitlyn's like, I'm into whatever's in front of me right now. That's what I'm into. And then whatever, the scene moves on, and then the next scene, Vi walks out and she looks around and she sees that Caitlyn is with a woman, and Vi is like, hey, look at that. And I'm just like, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. Like, here's the thing. I don't know how much input Riot Games had on this. I'm gonna say that they maybe didn't have that much, because they wouldn't trust Riot Games to write this. So I'm gonna give the biggest props to the studio that wrote this shit, and to like I don't know exactly who wrote this, man. Like, okay, that's a question for y'all. That's a question for y'all. Like, everybody, who wrote this? Who made this show like the gayest show ever? And like, why? Like, tell me so I thank them on Twitter. Just like, thank you so much for your service. You're doing an amazing job. Keep at it, you know? Now we only need the Jason Victor storyline to become like super gay. So it's only like a little bit of a hint of a gay vibe so far. It could be a lot gayer. Make the characters like super into one another, and then create the conflict that will split them apart. That's good drama. That's good drama right there. Anyway, I'm fucking saying dumb shit now. I should just stop. And then at the end, the final gay thing, which is where the episode ended, fucking another final gay thing right at the end is Vi literally goes like, you're gonna help me here, Cupcake? And Caitlyn's like, don't call me Cupcake. And it's like, but you're so sweet. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh my god. This is so good. This is I eat the shit up, man. This is so good. I love these characters. Anyway, I think I'm done. I think I'm done for this episode. I'm gonna go do something else now. Dude, King of Fighters 15 just came out. Also, Lost Ark just came out. And I've been fighting for my life trying to find time to play both of those very time-consuming games and also, like, work. And it's been hell. Yo, shout out to anyone who plays King of Fighters 15. If you play King of Fighters, you're one of my people. King of Fighters slaps. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Arcane. Thank you so much for being here. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode of Arcane. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions, as well as full-length reactions, you can do so at the Patreon. Support the channel, it will help a lot. Check out the link in the description for that, social media, all sorts of cool stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Take care everybody, bye bye.